Okay, so up nice and early, get these bits and pieces out, grill, headlamps, clusters, because of course all of that is being replaced with new items, and it gives me the opportunity to properly get into the paint. I'll take those wiper arms off, of course, get into the paint on the leading edge of the bonnet there, of the bumper, sorry. And I thought, well, whilst the clusters are out, I'll just give a little bit of attention to the leading edge of the wing there. And as you can see, that little bit of attention to the leading edge of the wing became the entire wing. And looking at just how quickly there was some clarity coming back into the paint, I decided to carry on down the driver's door. That mark there, of course, will be covered by the bump strips, and then into the rear door as well. As suspected, the paint underneath is actually really nice. Now, I'm not looking for any kind of serious clarity at the moment. I just want it to look loved enough and clean enough for an MOT, and also just for my own sort of motivation to finish off these last few jobs, because whilst it looks good, that's going to inspire me to keep on going, because I'll see that the car is actually worth it. So yeah, I'll continue with the rest of the paintwork while the weather is so lovely, and then get back into pulling the starter motor out and get those headlamps and things back in place. It's amazing when the car is grubby, just how difficult it is actually to sort of see the wood for the trees. It's only when it started to clean up a little bit that I can see that these rear lenses and the entire decor panel has kind of got these sort of fine splinters in, and also unfortunately cracked there. So I'll replace those. I'll pull the badges off as well, and the spoiler, so I can properly detail it, because you can never ever get around those badges properly. But even just giving it a very gentle pass there, just to see what it is going to do. Some lovely colour and clarity, well, not clarity perhaps, but lovely colour and a real metallic beginning to pop through. Quite a purpley colour that I hadn't really appreciated. It looks almost black and quite flat until the sun hits it. So it's looking lovely. So a few more things on the list then. Aerial to replace, the lamps and decor panel, and I'm sure that there'll be a million more things as I'm working around the car, but beginning to feel like it's getting there. Obviously I'll take off all of those old number plate strips as well, adhesive strips, and properly detail this back panel. I'm beginning to feel a little bit of hope with it. Out with the old. And in with the new. Blimey. What a difference. That's a result as well. I was just about to order some headlight bulbs for this one to pull the aftermarket HIDs out, and these are in the garage, brand spankers, unused. Fantastic. That is a result. Whilst they're off the car, I'll give these side rubbing strips a little bit of TLC. They're not looking bad, but they could certainly do with being cleaned up a little bit. There we go, looking somewhat tidier. If anyone's got some top tips or hints for how to properly, thoroughly restore plastics and vinyl, I'm always interested to know. I use a dry, product-free pad on these just to get all of the old rubbish, ingrained stuff off of them, and then just treat them with auto glim rubber and vinyl. But if there's a better product out there, I'd be keen to know. Love this stage of paint correction. When I whip this out, the P&S double black bead maker, fantastic stuff. It smells so good, and it's a nice smell because you know that you're pretty much there. So all you're doing with this one is just spray it onto the panels, and you just give it one gentle wipe over. You're not looking to rub it in at all, just making sure that the whole panel is coated. Then you leave it and then come back to it and buff it once it's dried. Trying a new product to me, something that I haven't used before, Auto Finesse Obliterate tar and glue remover for the old number plate pads, and also just to take off the bulk of that turbo badge. I want to leave an outline of it just to help me line the badge back up when it goes back on, but yeah, I just want to get the bulk of it off, just so that it sits a little bit flusher when it does go back on, because I've still yet to properly refine that rear panel. Even though that one's looking good, it needs a little bit more work. I'll also do the same with these badges. I'll pop these off, same thing, try out some of this Obliterate on it, and give that panel a proper detail. Again, just leaving a little bit of an outline so I can line the badges back up when they do go back on.